What's going on YouTube? Welcome to another MLB The Show 23 video. In today's video, we'll be going over some hitting tips, some advanced tutorial on how I approach the plate when I'm hitting and what you guys can do to get better at hitting in MLB The Show 23. If you guys like these type of videos, hit that subscribe button, turn post notifications on for the best MLB The Show 23 tips, tricks, how to make stubs, how to get XP fast, and more. Let's get into the video. For the first part, we're going to be going into custom practice. I like playing against the Texas Rangers and choosing the Beast because they have some of the better hitters on there. Stadiums does not really matter. You're just practicing, so Stadium doesn't really play an effect into this. But we like going up against Jacob deGrom. Normally, sometimes there might be custom rosters you can do this with. Or someone might create a roster that you guys can download and do this with, so you can like practice up against like different pitchers that you would go up against in Diamond Dynasty. But for this case, we're gonna go Chipper Jones because we want like a decent hitter here. But if you want to practice righty, you would pick like a right-handed hitter, or if you want to practice versus lefties, you would pick a lefty hitter. But we're just gonna go Chipper Jones here. And for this method, we're going to start off with just fastballs and just two-seam fastballs. Basically, just fastballs. We want them in the strike zone because we are just practicing like timing. We do want to make sure this is on legend difficulty. So make sure it is on legend difficulty, just because it's going to make it a lot easier. And we're going to do what we call like a click, click, click method. So it's almost like a 1, 2, 3 method, and then you're swinging the bat. So the first click is going to be the separation of his hands. So 1, 2, 3. And that's basically, so the second click is going to be when his foot plants on the ground. And the third click is basically going to be his swing. So 1, 2, 3. And that should help your timing with fastballs, especially in higher difficulties. I mean, if you do this enough, it will help. As you're doing it, it's a little bit harder. 1, 2, 3. But as you can see, my timing, this is solely on timing. You're not really paying attention to your PCI, but this is for people that are late on fastballs. If you do this method and you do it on legend difficulty, you should never be late on a fastball ever again unless you're just not expecting it. So 1, 2, 3. I'm probably early on that. It's a 2-seamer. It's not as 4-seam. It's gonna be slower, but I'm early on it. So we're not necessarily trying to make contact. You're trying to time up the fastball. 1, 2, 3. And once you get it in your head, you don't have to actually say 1, 2, 3 or click, click, click. But click, click, click. A little bit late on that, just late, but still it's in play. It's not foul, and I didn't miss it. So, and obviously, the more you do this, the better it's going to be. We'll do it one more time here. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Good timing right there. So once you get timing down, then you want to play more effective controlling your PCI. As I've said in my previous videos, control freaks, I live by those, especially when it comes to controlling my PCI and getting it to where I need to go. I've also been experimenting with like strike zone and strike zone high. Those are the two I would recommend. I've been actually liking strike zone in 23, where strike zone high I like better in MLB Show 22. But I don't know, maybe it's my eyes. I want more zoomed in view. So the regular strike zone's been more beneficial for me as of late. My PCI placement, not the greatest. Obviously, I don't really play on Legend too much, so this is not going to be the best tutorial here, but I'm trying to teach you guys how to time up pitches. PCI is going to come with just playing the game on that difficulty for a longer period of time. So if you struggle with All-Star, if you struggle with Hall of Fame, playing down that difficulty, practicing, making sure you're not late on fastballs. Once you're not late and you got your timing down, then you guys got to focus on getting your PCI to the ball. It will not always happen. It won't be perfect. It's not going to happen overnight. You're just going to have to practice, put in reps, put in time. This is why I like custom practice, and I'll be showing you a little bit later another way that you guys can practice this in MLB The Show. That should make it a little bit easier for you guys. But anyways, we'll see if we can get a good actual contact on this, because doing this while talking is not the easiest thing. Now, that was a great PCI, but I was early on it. But hey, I'm early on it. I'm not late on it. I'm early on it. That's exactly what we want to see. Now I'm late on it. It's just going to happen. especially while I'm talking. If I'm not focusing, let's see if I focus and I don't talk while the pitch is coming in, what happens? Oh, a little bitter, still a little late on it, but obviously I just copped on my very first at bat. Pretty much haven't played it all today. Am I early on that one? I might have been early on that one. I think I was early on that one. I was very early, but PCI placement was good. So that's always a plus. Now I was talking while trying to hit. I can't do that. I can't multitask. Like when I stream this game, people wonder why you struggle. That's why. I'm talking to chat. That's why. If I'm talking to chat and I'm trying to hit the ball, it's just not going to work for me. It's very hard to do, especially if I'm trying to really, really focus. Am I early on that too? I think I was. Good timing. Just missed it though. Smaller PCI, a little harder, you know? Obviously, this would be a little easier because you're going to have like guys with higher contact in Diamond Dynasty. I'm playing on Legend right now against Jacob deGrom, and my guy only has 88 contacts, so it's going to be a much smaller PCI than what we're used to in Diamond Dynasty, especially when like you have some of the top cards in the game, and then you switch to this. But anyways, that's pretty much it with the click, click, click. Let's do it one more time. Like I said, separation of hands, foot planted, and then the third click's when you swing. It's basically a 3-second method. It's all going to happen in 3 seconds, and that's how you guys are going to time out fastballs. We'll do it one more time here out loud. Ready? Click, click, click. Timing was good. In fact, I think I was a little early on it. Timing was too early. So I was just a little tad early on that. Click, click, click. Very early, but I made contact on that one. So I wasn't as early. Ready? One more. Click, click, click. There we go. There we go. That's a decent swing that we can end that on. It's a fly out, but hey, it's a decent swing. All right, I'm gonna show you another thing that you guys can do. And this one you could actually win some prizes, and that's gonna be a challenge of the week. You can win up to 60,000 stubs if you finish first place. There's probably a different one every single week. That's why it's called Challenge of the Week. This week you're going up against Sandy Alcantara with Bryce Harper. Obviously, the leaderboard is going to be very, very good. So it's going to be hard. It's hard to finish top 3, but it's a good way to practice and test yourself against other people that play and kind of improve and see how you're doing. So what's going to happen is you're going to start on rookie. You only have 3 outs. If you get 3 outs, you get reset to rookie. But if you don't get out and you continue to get hits, you eventually level up and you are on legend difficulty. The goal of this is to stay on legend difficulty as long as possible. It is not easy. They throw balls, they throw strikes. So you have to practice your vision as well and knowing what's a strike and what's not a strike. So that's going to be probably one of the most challenging things in this is you're going to have to figure out what's a ball, what's a strike. And every time if a foul ball is a strike, so that doesn't help your case when you only have 3 outs. Nope. And like the counts don't start over; it's the same hit. So once you get a strike, it's with every hitter. Well, it's the same hitter. Obviously, it's just Bryce Harper. So now I got 2 strikes. I'm on rookie. So now one more strike, and I get reset the rookie. But I'm still on rookie, if that makes sense. So that's basically how hard it is. So once I get one more strike, I'm already reset the rookie. So your goal is to try not get any strikes until you're on legend. That's basically what you want to try to do, which is kind of hard because if you're early on a pitch, it's going to go foul. And you want to try to get some home runs as well. You can use a click, click, click method with this as well. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit harder when you're on lower difficulties. The speeds are different, but let's see if we can do it. Ready? Click, click. And it wasn't a fastball, so it's gonna be a little different. You have to recognize pitch. If it's not a fastball, it's not gonna work. Click, click, click. That was a sinker. That's a fastball, so it worked. I was early on it though. Let's see if we can do another one. Early on that one too. Now it still counts for points, but it doesn't count for your multiplier, which is 12 times. So if you don't hit it fair, oh, I'm out. So now I'm gonna reset the rookie. I'm not really trying to like do well here. Obviously, I'm just trying to show you guys another mode that you guys can use this on as the difficulty will increase. Every 3 hits, your difficulty increases. So you start on rookie, you get 3 hits, it increases to veteran. You get 3 hits, it increases to all-star. You get 3 more hits, it increases to Hall of Fame. And then if you get 3 more, it increases to legend. And then that's how this mode works. We'll see if we can get to veteran real quick right here. Yep, there we go. See, now it's going to be on veteran, difficulty increase, +1 bonus. And you're just going to do this over and over and over again. And your goal is to get the legend. Your goal is to get the legend and stay on legend as long as possible. And this isn't a competition with other people. Make it a competition with yourself. Let's say you get the Hall of Fame. All right, restart it. Try again. Try to get legend. Let's say you get the legend. You only got like 100,000 points. Try again. Try to get 200,000 points. Make it a competition against yourself and not the leaderboard. Because overall, you're trying to improve at hitting. You're trying to get better. Try to take more pitches outside the zone. Try to gain your eye. Focus on things that you're struggling with in this mode. And in this mode, you will know what you're struggling with. Oh, I swung at a ball. I'm hitting too many foul balls. I'm swinging at bad pitches like I just did right there. I swung at a ball. Those are the things that you're going to notice when you play this mode. That's kind of why I like it. Same with custom practice, because you can have them throw balls as well. But with custom practice, I like having them throw strikes, especially when I'm practicing my timing and doing the click, click, click. You want them to be throwing strikes because you're practicing your timing. Once you're done with your timing, you can make them throw balls again and change the settings. That way you can practice other stuff like recognizing ball from strike, taking pitches, all that stuff right there. Basically, you want to get your eye better. So you got your timing down. Now you want to get your eye better. And then once you're recognizing ball and strike, you want to work on your PCI placement. Start getting the PCI to the ball more often. As you guys can see, I'm taking a lot of pitches here. I only have 1 out. I do have 2 strikes though. 1 out's kind of a lot with only 14,000 points. But this guy's not throwing a lot of strikes. And I'm seeing that because my multiplier is at 29. I'm still only on All-Star, which is a sign that he's not throwing very many strikes because I don't have a lot of points and my multiplier is kind of high. So I'm not hitting home runs. I'm not getting base hits. I'm literally just taking pitches, and that's how I'm getting my multiplier so high, because you don't really get points for it. You just get a higher multiplier. So when I do get a hit or I do get a home run, like that one right there, it's going to be whatever the distance is times 37. And then I just struck out because I swung early on a pitch. So this is all about recognizing changeup, recognizing fastballs. You're going to make mistakes. You're not going to be perfect. No one's going to be perfect. And now if you do this every single day, you might become perfect. I don't do this every single day. I'm guilty of that. This is how I used to do this all the time when I was learning how to hit and trying to get better at the game. Now that I'm decent at the game, I tend to just hop on and play now, and I don't really practice no more. But if you practice, it's going to make you better. If you're playing in a tournament, this is probably something you want to do before the tournament to warm up, especially if you're not playing a game outside of the tournament. But custom practice is really good to practice for tournaments because you can put it on the difficulty of the tournament. So if you're playing on a tournament that's on Hall of Fame, you can practice on Hall of Fame or Legend. I would say if you're practicing offline, you want to practice on one difficulty higher than what you're playing on. So if you're playing on Legend in a tournament, you want to practice on Legend with the sliders up. If you're playing on Hall of Fame, you want to practice on Legend against the CPU, and that should help your guys' timing. But once it comes to the click, 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 it's click, click, and click. And that's only going to work with fastballs. I mean, unless you did a click, click, click for breaking balls, but the goal is to time up the fastball, react to the breaking balls. So you'll time up the fastball, but you'll react to the breaking ball. That's what you guys want to do. That's what we just did right there. Another perfect on veteran, but still. Anyways, those are my advanced hitting tips. That is what you typically will see me do in game. I just do it in my head. But if I'm struggling or if I'm late on certain pitches, I'll start making that mechanism in my head. Now this especially, I should be doing this when I go from PlayStation to Xbox, which I don't sometimes, because when I play on PlayStation, there is like an input delay. The timing feels weird. and I'm typically later on fastballs than when I play on Xbox. But if I utilize this method, the click, click, click method when it comes to fastballs, I can be early on those fastballs on PlayStation 2. If I just look at the pitcher, click when he separates his hands, click when he plants his foot on the ground, and then another click is when I swing the bat. That's the click, click, click method. I hope it did help you out. If it did, leave a thumbs up on this video. Subscribe if you're new. Turn post notifications on, and I'll see you guys in the next one.